You received a call from an inmate at the Department of Corrections. This call will be recorded and monitored.
Well, hello there, zombie. How goes the... Wait, whoa. You slept on a wet mattress last night? What in the world is going on over there? Well, jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. That's unacceptable. You should not be sleeping on a wet mattress. What? Oh, wow. So I guess that's like another form of punishment for you. Is there something you said or did that just got everybody all upset? Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I understand. So you're trying to live your everyday life, and then suddenly this stuff happens. So, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for you. I am so sorry, zombie. That must have been very rough. How do you feel now? Are you really tired? Oh, yeah. Well, once again, like we talked about, the conditions in that prison don't seem to bother people out here. They think you get what you deserve, and the backstory is not very prevalent in their life, I guess. Okay, so there's some cockroaches? Is that? Oh boy. So you're not the only one that's suffering from all this. Lumpy mattress? Broken heater? No hot water. That yeah, I know. Well, the men have that same problem. They've got things, they may not be able to shower for a few days or something, or they'll have moldy food. There's so many horror stories about things that should not be at those prisons, and that's why we have prison reformists, so we can keep an eye on all that stuff. But I'll reach out and see what I can do. Make sure you contact the ombudsman. Yeah, file a grievance. Let them know. Keep on top of it. Well, I'll get your family involved, and we'll make some calls, write some letters, and we'll just keep banging on the door. Well, yeah, it is the superintendent's responsibility. But if she's not really doing her job, there's somebody that's going to step up, and there's a lot of power-hungry people in these prisons, and we are aware that there's another side of the story in every place you go. Well, yeah, okay. I know. Just calm down, and can you flip the mattress over? Or? Oh boy, wow. I don't know. I don't know what to say about something like that. There's absolutely no excuse for it. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely. I'll be banging on the drum, making as
You
much
have 60
music
seconds remaining.
as I possibly can, and we'll see to it that they don't forget about you. Well, actually, send me the name of some of the other people that are having problems too. If I can give them a list of like 6 or 7 names, I think that holds a little more clout than Jody Alexander is having some problems, and they might say, oh yeah, she's just a drama queen, and she's not really having any issues or anything. She just wants attention.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, I know it does affect your health, and we'll definitely get on top of it. But you're going to have to do your part. You're going to have to keep banging on that drum. You're going to have to let them know that this is really an issue. Okay, yeah, I love you too. You take care of yourself and make sure you keep me posted on all of this. Oh yeah, you bet. We'll get the word out, definitely. Okay, there you have it. That was Jody Alexander, and she's in prison for assault, attempted murder. She's 21 years old. Well, I guess she's one of those that she wants to be identified as a male. So I have to remember he is in prison for assault and attempted murder. He ran into some serious health issues in there. He's in his cell, and there was a leak in there, a water leak, and the mattress was soaked. And I'm not sure of the extent of the saturation, but he was very uncomfortable sleeping on the mattress. And I don't know if anybody out there has ever slept on a wet mattress. I was in the Marines, and we would go out into the woods and sleep under the stars or sleep in a tent. There was very uncomfortable conditions out there. And, during wars and stuff, conflicts and things like that, there's very uncomfortable sleeping conditions too. If you're tired enough, you can make it by, or if you're drugged up on sleeping pills or something, you can make it by. But for the most part, it's not a comfortable experience. And so you can get an idea of what he was going through sleeping on this mattress. And he complained about it, but nobody seemed to want to help him. As a matter of fact, he got mocked by a few of the prison officials. You're just causing problems, and it's not really an emergency, and deal with it, or put a blanket down or something. Just anything to avoid actually replacing the mattress and fixing the leak. And so he's beginning to feel a little perturbed, and also feeling that the staff is not following any policy and trying to help him get out of this, and he feels alone. And that's something that doesn't bode well with me. They're still human. And you can imagine if you're in a hotel, running a hotel, and one of your guests says the mattress is wet, and you mock this person, or you ignore their concerns. And I know you might say, well, the person in a hotel is a paying customer and deserves the best. Well, technically, we as taxpayers are paying for the care of these people. So you can, if you just look at it in the right way, say that these people are paying for their treatment in there, and it should be at least what's required by law. And I get a lot of different complaints from different prisons across the country about living conditions. There's bad food and unsanitary conditions and dangerous structures. And these are not things that when they're sentenced, they're just supposed to deal with. And yes, as I say time and time again, you do the crime, you do the time, and you have to deal with all the different situations in there, like it or not. that's not necessarily true. They do have to deal with, gang activity and not being able to have their favorite TV shows available to them or be able to watch the sports game. These are things that they just have to deal with. Sleeping on a wet mattress, rats, cockroaches, ants, spiders. We deal with those out here, but we have resources to get rid of them. We can put up traps and we could spray it down or call an exterminator, or we can just kind of fix our situation. In there, they should be able to file a complaint, and then rather than be mocked and berated like that, I think all the people in the prison should have access to the policies. And maybe some of them could get to the point where they can memorize it, and say, according to this policy in this section. And to me, that should be emphasized. Policy should be a part of every cell. And, for a lot of folks, they have electronic devices in there. Like JPay has the JPlayer. Maybe there should be a section on there where all the policies are available. Or maybe they could schedule a visit with the counselor and get access to the policy. Policy should just be something as accessible as a restroom or a toilet in the cell or something, So the way I see it, the prison officials should be aware of the policy as well as all of the incarcerated people. And when the old saying is that knowledge is power. If you know what can and cannot be done, you're more likely not to be mistreated. And if you are well aware that the people that you're overseeing knows the policy and what can and cannot be done, you're less likely to abuse it. And then if Zombie wanted to file a complaint, then there shouldn't be anything stopping him. He should be able to go in there and he should be able to quote the policy. Maybe on the complaint form, it's like, what policy are these people violating? And what do you expect to be done to resolve this issue? And that's also a skill that could be learned to be used on the outside. Because some of these folks, even though it's not an excuse legally, some of these folks did not know. Well, I did not know that I had to get approval before going onto the property. I thought it was public. That could be an actual reason why the person trespassed and stumbled across a crime in progress or something, or why the person was carrying around a gun. There's just there's a lot of things that can be attributed to lack of knowledge. And when people learn what the law is, learn what policy and where the rules are, and understand why they're out there, why do we have speed limits? Why do we have to carry around a driver's license? It's easier for a person to follow those laws when they understand them. Life is just a continuous lesson anyway. We learn from our mistakes. We learn from our elders. We learn from our loved ones, from friends, from teachers, from community leaders. We're always learning, and then we also have the opportunity to teach. And I would say situations where a person's locked up in a prison is a great place to learn, a great way to emphasize the importance of following set guidelines. So to just throw those things out the window, are you trying to teach people not to commit crimes? Are you trying to set the example of what needs to be done in order to live a fulfilling life? Is that what we want taught to people convicted of a crime? I think the more we know about what goes on inside a prison and how the people are being treated, it's going to be easier for us to understand that if they come out, they're not necessarily wanting to go back to prison because it's a wonderful place to be. It's just that they get out and they just slip back into what's common and comfortable for them. And they know that if they commit a crime out here, go to prison, and then in their crimes and law breaking and rule breaking, all that kind of stuff is just rampant, we're never going to make any progress forward. So I would say we need to keep an eye on that. We need to keep tabs on what's going on inside that prison. And poor little zombie, sitting in there, just trying to do his time. And all this stuff is going on around him. What's a person to do, you know? Well, thanks for tuning in and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts. I hope this inspires you. This story is loosely based on an interview I had with Renee Bishop. You can find that real-world interview on my YouTube channel, the Joel Wilborn channel. Check out the website, AmericanQuitInSociety.org. And go ahead and talk with your friends, your family, community leaders. Let's see what we can do to help reduce crime, to prevent it. You know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. The prisons aren't the best place to end crime. Out in the community, you know, going to therapy, going to, taking medical advice, hanging out with loved ones. That's the way we can do it. And we can tackle this. We can beat it. So go out, have yourself a wonderful day, and make beautiful memories for tomorrow.